I used to wrestle a lot, like the sport of wrestling, and I loved it. I was researching about it almost every day. I was thinking about how can I improve at the sport because I enjoy it. Of course, in the beginning I really sucked, so I didn't. In the beginning I sucked, so I was a little bit anxious before every workout, before every training. For at the end of every like workout, they have like a sparring session. And sometimes we would do like 10 rounds of 10 minutes of 2 minutes spar. And those type of things will make me super anxious beforehand. Because I know 2 minutes, 10 rounds of 2 minutes of sparring. And we wrestlers, we don't have light sparring, because we don't punch you. We don't have light sparring because we don't, even when we spar hard, we don't necessarily hurt our opponent too much. So every spar is intense. It's like hard sparring, like maximum intensity. So it's fucking difficult. And we do it at the end of a 2 hour training session where we truly push ourselves. And then we push ourselves even more at the end of the workout. But I still loved it, even though it made me anxious because it was very difficult. I loved that aspect because it built some discipline. She taught me how far I can push my body. It was like military style training, and I loved it. I love improving. I love winning fights. I I didn't love losing that much, but still, there was always something to learn from those losses. Even when I won, there was something to learn. But recently, so when I got into wrestling, I discovered that like we started running a lot together. Because of some running is like very um, it's helped with building up cardio for wrestling. So we started running, and then I started running on my own part, like on my own free time. And I started investing more and more time into running. I started running every day. I started running long distances every day. Thinking that I enjoyed it, at some point I started thinking that I enjoyed more than wrestling. Maybe I enjoy long distance running more than wrestling. Because I already do strength training, I don't want to have like three different sports that I do every week. So I decided to choose between wrestling and long distance running. Which one do I prefer? And at that time, long distance running won for some reason. So I stopped going to wrestling. So fast forward a few months, I keep running. And I realized just recently, I actually don't love running that much. I go on runs because I want to run marathon because it seems cool. But running is not something that I truly enjoy. I started running because of wrestling to improve my cardio for wrestling. But then I replaced it. Why? Because running is honestly a little bit easier than through the hard trains you have at wrestling. So I replaced it and I stopped wrestling, even though I loved the sport. It was fucking difficult, but that's one of the reasons why I loved it the most. And I stopped doing it. The laziness leads you to stop doing something that you love. Because sometimes we love hard things, especially us men, we love hard things. For me, it led me to replace the sport that I love because it taught me through discipline, a sport that I truly enjoyed. They just led me to stop it just because it was too uncomfortable. And I had a reason that I didn't tell myself, oh yeah, it's just getting too uncomfortable, so I'm going to stop. No, I told myself, oh yeah, yeah, no, no, running is a little bit better. And I will still run, but I will more using running as a way to complement my wrestling so I can improve my cardio. So I'm not gonna run the same way I used to do before. So before I used to like focus on zone two training, long distances and everything. Now I'm more gonna focus on short distances, fast, uncomfortable runs. That's the type of runs that I truly love myself. And it's actually the type of run that's really gonna help me with the cardio for wrestling. For wrestling, I don't need like long distance cardio, steady cardio. No, no, no. I need to really cardio and intense for short distances, a short amount of time. So I'm maybe gonna go on 2 kilometers run, 1 kilometer runs, five maximum. But does laziness ever lead you to stop something that you love? Because when something is hard, when something's uncomfortable, it can sometimes lead you to think that you don't love it, that you don't like it. But you need to do it for long enough to truly distinguish because between simple discomfort, simple like normal difficulty, normal hardship with dislike, distaste, not liking something. Because it's likely, it's possible that you enjoy that thing. For me, I made this mistake and now I stopped going to wrestling. And now I just realized I love wrestling. I want to go to it again. So I'm going to start again next week. And I wish I stayed there. Maybe I would have been even, I would have probably been pretty good now. Now I still have the skills that I had in the past. So I'm still going to be pretty good. But I would have been probably a lot better now if I kept doing it. My cardio probably would have been insane by this time because it trained my cardio very, very hard. It pushed my cardio to its limit every session. But I'm going to start doing it again. It's a sport that I really want to do for the rest of my life. Not necessarily on wrestling, maybe in the future I'm going to switch to MMA, where I still use my wrestling base, more focusing on wrestling, but using also punches, training punches too. Because I think it's the sparring, like using MMA, using wrestling in MMA, I think it's always very, very badass. I'm gonna keep training wrestling in the future, even when I'm older, when I'm an adult, when I'm a grandpa, but also MMA too. But yeah, all I want to say is learn to truly distinguish discomfort, hardship from dislike, distaste, not enjoying something. Because really that discomfort and that difficulty can sometimes mask the how much you enjoy, how much you enjoy something, how much you love something. It used to mask that, but I used to remember that I always at the end of the session I always like smiled. I always had a smile on my face at the end of every session. Of course, it was difficult when the fucking coach told us that yeah, 10 rounds of sparring today. I fucking like my heartbeat started going up because I knew how difficult it would have been. 10 rounds of sparring with like minimal break between them of 2 minute spars. So 20 minutes of sparring with maybe maximum of 30 seconds break in between. It's fucking difficult, especially intense sparring. We don't have light sparring in wrestling. But it built my discipline to a certain level that I can just that I really love that sport. I really love that sport. So don't stop something just because it's hard. Really journal about it. Do you truly not like it? Do you truly dislike it? Do you truly not enjoy it? Or is it just hard? Is it just difficult? Is it just uncomfortable? So yeah, I hope you got value from this video. If you are interested in my discipline package, where I teach you things that in my videos, but in a lot more details, then click the first in the description so we can see if you could fit forward. Don't run from discomfort, chase it.